Guys, I'm gonna show you shit here that's gonna make you millions of fucking dollars. You guys ready to make millions? Yeah. Are you ready to make fucking millions? Yeah. Okay, the things I'm about to show you guys could potentially make you millions if you follow it, okay? I have many friends who have. I will show you exactly how to become a millionaire right now. Are you guys excited about this? Yeah. Like for real excited or kind of half excited? Yeah. How excited are you? Really excited. Okay, I'm gonna give you, is it okay if I give you some harsh feedback? Yeah. Is it okay if we call out exactly what's happening to you? We call out the BS and we show you how to change your life right now. Is that okay? Yes. Okay, because we got to go deep. We got to get serious. We got to get locked in. I look often a little bit angry when I talk about this because I'm angry for you. I'm going to be honest. I'm very angry for you. I can't stand what I see happening to the world. I hate it. I don't like what's happened to you. You're all better than this. You deserve a life better than this. But not because someone handed it to you like it's communism, but rather what you need is a map and the tools to know exactly what to do. That's what you actually need, and for someone to tell you the damn truth. From there, you're gonna be a brokey. I don't give a crap or have any empathy for you at all because I threw you down a ladder and you didn't take it, okay? If I throw you down a ladder, will you take it? Yes. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If I throw you a ladder and a map right now, will you take it? Yes. Okay, guys, even though I'm hyping it like some schmarmy self-help guy, I do live this. I teach it. It is real. I'm trying to hype you up because we're in a big crowd here. We're having fun. But this is real, okay? This is very, very, very real. I got many friends who did it. You saw my buddy Marcel. I met him when he was 19. He followed this exact map, okay? So I'm going to show you guys a couple of things of how this works, okay? The first one is that I'm going to show you a whole process of how to go from what's called 0 to 1. Say 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Awesome. What does 0 to 1 mean? It means you're starting at nothing and you're going high. But there could be some of you in here that are also very wealthy. If you're already very wealthy, this will get you from 10 to 11 or 10 to 1,000, okay? So these same ideas can go from 0 to 1, or they can go from 1,000 to 10,000. It's whatever you want to do with it. But I literally will give you a map from 0 to 1. All right, first thing you got to understand, jobs are bullshit. They're not real. They're stupid, okay? They're completely stupid, okay? The reason why jobs are BS is this, okay? Let me break down the trap that you're in. I want to show you the trap and change your life. Right now, what's happening to a lot of you guys in this room, and again, many of you here are wealthy, and this does not apply to you. So when I say you, okay, because I'm going to kind of say you, addressing people that are struggling. If you're not struggling, then be like, wow, some people are really struggling. That sucks for them, damn. So you're going to actually get intimately familiar with their struggle and why they're screwed, okay? In reality, what's going on is that if you have a job and you're working that job and I'm going to keep this quick because I think most of you get it, but I still want to point it out. If you have a job and you're working that job 9 to 5 or whatever, you are exhausted, okay? You are literally exhausted. And so what's happening is you take the same commute to work, maybe remote, but for a lot of you commute, you go to work, right? By the way, on the way to work, I'd recommend listening to audiobooks. If I were you guys, I would be doing marketing audiobooks and audiobooks in every second you have. But the point is that you're going to work and you're zoning out and you're disassociating. Say the word disassociating. Disassociating. Okay, so you're disassociating on the way to work. You're going into trance, going into autopilot. It's not a good look, okay? It's not what you want to be doing. So then from there, here's the deal. So you go to work, you're completely zoned out. The job is soul-sucking. I've had one job like that. It was at Nortel. It's very similar to Cisco Systems. I wound up doing a speech at Cisco once, okay? I met the people at Cisco. And I remember I went to Nortel, and I had this a boss called Guy Archambault. And maybe you'll see someone will pass it to him. And he'll hit me up. And I remember Guy, okay, in Canada, he was French-Canadian. He said, Owen, I want you to pull, this is French-Canadian accent, my best impression. Owen, we will go pull the wire. And basically what it was that as an intern, I was taught to go under all of these kind of like mainframe stacks of computers that have all of these different wires that are stuck underneath. And you go in there and you cut up your hand and you're digging into these the floors are like 5 feet deep with all these wires underneath. And it's like removable tiles. And you just sit there removing wires. They jokingly would call it pulling the wire as if it was like masturbation. Okay, like pulling the wire. And I was determined. I was like, look, I'm at the cost of my results, and I want to get hired here for a summer job. So I am going to bust my ass every day, and I'm going to get hired for my like $12 an hour summer job because I want to get this on my resume, and I'm doing an internship. I'm getting a high school credit for this, okay? I just want to jump in the video to let you know I'm going to be doing something absolutely incredible for you, okay? This is a Herculean effort that I want to do for you. Now, here's what it is. Back in the day, I was flat broke. I had no idea how to meet and attract new people into my life. I was spiritually bankrupt. I was just angry all the time, pissed off at everything. And I was also somebody who didn't know how to make cash. And this really, really, really frustrated me. And the thing that I found that was the actual solution, the very, very specific solution that I found was realizing that trying to fumble around by yourself, learning all of it, never actually works, and that you can actually tap into other people's experiences and basically just take the fast lane right to the top. So I wound up attending basically every single seminar almost on the market. I think at this point there's probably some I haven't attended, but I've attended almost everything. And in the process of attending it, I actually wound up becoming a teacher and teaching many, many, many seminars every year. So coming up this year, I'm actually going to be doing a series of seminars, and these are going to be completely and totally for free. They're free events that I do because, frankly, it just frustrated me so bad that many people have never actually had this experience. And if you're somebody who wants to have this experience, I'm extending it to you for free if you want to take the fast lane right to the top. Now, I've got my cities list. I've got actually 25 cities coming up this year. Funny enough, the next ones that I have coming up are Austin, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, Vegas, Boston, DC, Phoenix, and San Diego. So I've got some that are coming up very, very, very soon. So if you're in any of those cities, sign up quick. And then my cities list for the year, which is totally insane. I can't believe I'm doing this. About 25 of them. LA, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Miami, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Boston, DC, Philadelphia, Denver, San Diego, Seattle, Portland, Phoenix, Vegas, Charlotte, Atlanta, Nashville, Salt Lake City, Orlando, Detroit, Minneapolis, St. Louis, and Honolulu. These are 2-day full events. They're absolutely insane. Now, what can you expect to learn at these events? Well, I'm going to give you a little list right here, and here's what you can expect to learn when you come. There's 4 main topics that we cover. The first one is OG social skills, okay, how to get social abundance. The second one is 8-figure personal brand. Okay, I'm somebody that's done over 100 million in sales for my own personal brand, so I want to show you how to build a personal brand with social media tools. The other one is how to get wealth, okay, how to get paid, and the other one is modern day spirituality. Just to give you a little bit of list of what to expect in the social abundance part of the seminar, we'll be talking about how to be attractive, how to build a massive social circle, how to understand the psychology of the people that you want to meet, how to be charismatic, how to meet anybody, anytime, anywhere, how to use social media in order to scale that, and parties, how to scale that. In business, we'll be teaching marketing, sales, product creation, offers, calls to action, how to control the frame, motivation, execution, and how to make a money-making ecosystem. In the personal branding segment, we'll be teaching you how to find your niche and purpose, public speaking, talking to a phone or camera in order to make video content, complex storytelling, frame control, and monetization. And then in the spiritual enlightenment, what we call modern day spiritual enlightenment part of the course, is how to use spirituality in modern life. And by the way, you don't need to believe in spirituality. Just think of it as like inner game, inner constitution, whatever you believe. How to get present, how to tap in and channel, how to bring presence into your action, how to be unfazed by anything, how to build a center point that's proactive, how to become a real person who actually has a will and is not an NPC, which spirituality is really the foundation of that, how to recognize the energetic composition of whatever it is that you're approached by so you know what to predict, and how to predict people's behavior based on their energy, how to let go of trauma, how to raise your vibration, how to attract a resonant lifestyle with a higher vibe, and how to increase your spiritual paradigm. So this is going to be a series of events that I'm doing completely for free this year, but here's what I need you to do. So the challenge of these events is that people wind up signing up last minute, and we've booked the venues for this months in advance. So if you want to secure your spot, given that we literally booked these venues months in advance, we can't just wait to figure out who signs up last day. What I need you to do right now is go sign up. And what's going to happen leading into this is we're going to be doing 4 live masterclasses over Zoom. So what I want to do is I want to prepare you for the event. So those 4 areas, which is OG social skills, how to make a ton of cash, how to build a personal brand, and spirituality, we're going to have 4 different masterclasses on each, so that if you want to, you have the ability to attend these and actually meet me in person and have me answer your questions live. This incredible series of live events. And we're also going to be building a little group leading into it so you can actually chat and get to know the other people that are coming to the event. We're also going to be sending you some very old school videos that are really hot and really spicy and really wild. And we just send those to you right away because we also want to get you moving. So it's very, very important that you sign up right away because those classes also fill up. We can only let a certain amount of people in them so that we can actually get some Q&A going. And it's also important that you reserve your spot. So sign up early. Even if your spot is a year away on the cities list, sign up right now while it's hot in your mind. Reserve your spot, get in the classes, get the videos, get the conversations going, and join the group, okay? Let's start engaging. Let's make this actually mean something. Let's make this the single most important event that you attend in your life. People are very literally in tears by the end of the free event, and I know that you're going to be as well. Get signed up early, reserve your spot right now, and I'll see you in person at the free event. So I sit there for 3 weeks in this almost like a meditation of despair. Say the word meditation of despair. Meditation. Okay, a job is largely a meditation of despair. I'm coming up with this on the moment, by the way. It's not my shtick. I'm just telling you what I think, right? And finally, and I think this is God's plan, I really believe it, after my arm is all cut up, sore and annoyed, and I've been working for 6-7 hours for free like a slave for these people as an internship to help me to learn about professional life. Guy Archambault walks by. He goes, "Oh, Owen, I see you are not working. You like to have the fun at Nortel." And I go, "Guy, that's not funny, bro. I work my ass off." He goes, "Don't even worry. We have fun at Nortel. You don't not need to work." I go, "Guy, that's not funny because you're going to say that and you're not going to hire me for a summer job." You can check the cameras. I have literally been working around the clock, pulling this damn wire out of the floor, plugging it in mainframe computers, it's like these racks of computers, right, at Nortel, like these big computer companies. I've done that for you for weeks. Now, if you guys know me now, do you picture me doing something like that? Well, I learn real quick. Look, I got a lot of insight from that job. It's called Don't Get a Job. Because then what happened was I said, you're not going to give me the credit. This is not fair, Guy. This is not fair. And so he said, "Oh, don't worry." But I knew I wasn't going to get a job. I knew it. And here's what I realized at that moment. When you have a job, you are absolutely at the mercy of some random boss and some random assessment, and frankly, things like likability and things like charisma and how in state you are, and basically a lot of weird politics where people take credit for other people's work is often going on. Now look, who here who has a job can relate to that? Put your hand up in the air right now if that's you. So you've seen this BS, right? The commute, the lack of credit, other people playing politics better than you, getting credit. It's also why I teach you things like charisma and social skills, because if you don't build a business, at least you can also get a raise. So that's why I show it to you. But anyway, I realized after a day of pulling the wire, what do you think I want to do when I go home? I want to build a business. After a day of pulling the wire, what do I want to do? Yeah, I want to pull the wire, right? The wire that they're joking. So here's what I'm saying. You go home, you pull the freaking wire, okay? You pull the wire, then you pull the wire, okay? So what most people want to do after a job is they smoke weed. Weed is incredibly popular. Go look up Dr. Amen, Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. Weed is so popular right now, and everybody's like, yeah, weed's like an herb. I've had girls literally tell me, like, no, I'm into health now. I smoke weed. Like, yeah, I get my friends off alcohol and smoking weed all day for health. It's an herb. And look up Dr. Amen, Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. He says it is worse for your brain than alcohol. So basically, if you're smoking weed every day, it's the equivalent of like you're drinking like a 6-pack or a 12-pack of beer every day. It's going to disassociate you. It's going to mess you up. I do think it's God's plan for it's the end of your life and you're going to die and you have glaucoma and you have back pain, and God put that there so you can die high, okay? So if you're dying, okay, if you're in a cope, say the word mega cope. Say mega cope. If you're in a mega cope, God put that plant there to make your death less painful. God created that. Other plants, poppy or the coca plant or whatever, right? So that you can die not in excruciating pain. These are great, beautiful plants for someone who's dying. Well, guess what? When you're pulling the wire all day, you are freaking dying, okay? You are dying. So that's why it becomes resonant. I'm dying, so I got to make this less painful. Societies run off weed, let's be honest. Uber drivers, not all of them, by the way, by any means. That's all honest work. Uber drivers, taxi drivers, et cetera, et cetera. People doing manual labor need marijuana. Why? Because they're dying. Okay? Now, some of them have pride in it. I'm not discriminating. There's millions of different cases. There will inevitably be somebody watching this video saying, I love driving Uber. It gives me flexibility. I'm not saying that's everybody. But you guys can understand. Like, when I go here and I check in at the hotel, and I say, hey, where's the room, or let me check in, that interaction ends very quickly. For that person, that's their freaking life. And they've got to sit there standing in a fluorescent lit room, disassociating and finding a way for this to make sense. And what kind of pulls it together is weed, or things like weed, which are basically a plant as a cope. God's plants for when you're dying, but they are dying. And you are dying when you have this kind of a life. You are dying. Okay? Spiritually dying. So then what happens? You go home. It is not resonant for you to build anything. You're exhausted. And let me put it to you this way, okay? So here's the first lesson. It's a lesson that I got from a video game called Ghost of Tsushima, okay? I've only ever played 3 video games extensively: Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima. I loved all of them. It was actually worth it for me. But a lot of people play video games permanently. I can't. That's all the video games I played ever as an adult, okay? So try to follow, okay, guys? Ghost of Tsushima, what happens is you hit the other, it's a ninja game, it's a samurai game. And you fight these other samurai, okay? Say, fight the samurai. Fight the samurai. Say it louder. So you're fighting the samurai, and I like it. And what you're doing is you're doing these little taps to get your opponent's shield to pop up or to break. So you're tapping, try to get these little hits in so that your opponent's shield breaks. What do you do once the opponent's shield breaks? You go a little tap, or you do the heavy hit? You do the heavy hit, right? Okay, so the analogy is that the first layer of getting rich is absolute value for time. Say the word time is money. Time is money. But also say time plus focus is money. Time plus focus is money. Say time plus focus plus momentum is money. Time plus focus plus momentum. So guys, look, even when I do events like this, I'm in a state of momentum right now. I don't look like this all the time. I'm in momentum. I'm in a state of, I've put aside the time to work on my public speaking and my teaching. I put aside a weekend to do it, right? So I put aside the time. I don't want to get some BS phone call from staff or a girl. I don't want to get distracted. I turn off my phone. I tell the world to F off, and I lock in and I focus for 3 days. That's why I schedule these, by the way, guys, okay? And I come in and I practice public speaking. That's why I do it, practice teaching. So I do these events. Then, though, once I'm in a state where I've got my time back, how focused am I right now? Laser. Out of 10, how focused? 10. Okay, and as the week, 1,000 out of 10. And then from there, as the weekend progresses, how much momentum am I getting into? Mega momentum. Say this: all millions are made with time management, plus focus, plus momentum. Fuck anyone who steals my time. Fuck anyone who steals my momentum. Fuck anyone who depletes my focus. Say a war for focus. A war for time. A war for momentum. So what that means is, in effect, you are in a war of significant others that make drama that want to distract you, friends that make drama that want to distract you, TV, weed, TikTok, all meant to deplete your juju, okay? It's meant to deplete your freaking juju. And so what that means is that the battle of money is this. You go to work, you're depleted, and you want to smoke the death plant. The plant that God put here to help you to die. But you're not dead yet, so you'll be stone sober. Now let me ask you a question. I'm pushing 50, guys. Okay, I'm gonna turn 46 this week. Most people by 46, is their brain sharper or more derpy? Okay, but is that natural? No. In reality, if we scan my brain at 46 versus 26, would I have more neural connections and synaptic superhighway and capacity for focus and ability to be in momentum, or would I have less because I'm getting old at 46? More. How much more? Well, how long could I operate in this gear here, do you think? Permanently. Say permanently. Okay, so I'm in a point where, like some kind of like runner from Kenya, my brain just goes. And you'll observe that of me as you watch me teaching this weekend. You'll be like, this guy's a freak of nature, okay? But I understood that everything is out to deplete you. It is a freaking war. It is hostile out there. It is evil out there. It's also good out there. And you got to get your time back. So what happens is this. Like in Ghost of Tsushima, you tap and tap and tap on the shield. When the shield breaks, you go in for the death blow. What that means is that your first goal to get rich as 0 to 1, but also, even if you're mega rich already and want to get mega rich, is you've got to get back your time. You've got to guard it. You've got to fight for it. You've got to believe in it. And that's a function of something called self-esteem. Say self-esteem. Self-esteem. Okay, your time is worth something. There's kind of a joke in information marketing space where, you know, some guru, say a guy like Alex Ramosi might say, yeah, they offered me $50,000 for lunch, and I said no. And people hear that, they go, no, you wouldn't say no to 50 grand for lunch. but they actually will in many cases. In some cases, kind of like an upsell, but there's actually some truth in it in many cases. Here's why. Because in reality, are you just gonna go for lunch with that guy or girl? Are you really not gonna wanna like think about their problems and so on and so forth? A lot of people try to get me to do one-on-one trading. I say no, because inevitably, here was a great video by a friend of mine, Alex Becker. Do you guys know Alex Becker? He teaches, yeah, okay. So he says the problem, funny enough with video games, I didn't even think of that. The problem with video games is that you play a video game, it's not the hours that you burn on the video game. Follow this, say the word ambient thinking. Ambient thinking. Ambient mental bandwidth. Ambient mental bandwidth. In other words, after the video game, what's your brain unconsciously thinking about? What do you think? Same about the freaking video game, or how to beat the video game. So you might have spent 4 hours on it, but it's not really 4 hours, it's really like 12 hours. When I take a one-on-one client, I usually don't want it in most cases, because what happens is I think about their problems outside that time. Instead of the growth of the business, I'm trading time for dollars is really my problem, right? So that's why I don't really like to do that. From there, I do not want to trade time for dollars. I want to be in massive momentum. So in other words, you know what's funny about a guy like me, but it's also common to people like me? People will be friends with me and they'll do something slightly disruptive, okay? Thank you, bro. They'll do something slightly disruptive. I don't ever call them again. And they'll bump into me out at a bar and they'll say, hey man, I must have offended you. Why did you never call me again? I go, no, it wasn't even that bad. They go, why would you never call me again? I'm like, you don't get it? Do you not, guys, let's put it this way. I got 3 kids, right? Don't my 3 sons deserve, could you pass them that chair, my friend? Pass them that chair. Don't my sons deserve my time? Yeah. Should I be out at random meetups with random people that don't respect my time? No. So what is if I'm gonna not spend time with my 3 sons or my best friends, and I'm not gonna be building my business or helping my staff to get paid more and my staff to get a raise, doesn't my staff deserve a raise? Yeah. Don't my sons deserve my attention? Yeah. Okay, right? Shouldn't I even have a moment for myself, God forbid? So then if someone is not on point, I can't talk to them. Most of you guys, your friends will gossip. Again, a lot of you in here are rich, successful, et cetera, et cetera. You're not at this point, right? So again, if I'm saying that, it's not necessarily about you, but try to have empathy for what other people are doing. What do you think I do as soon as someone starts gossiping with me? What does my brain do? Tune out. How much do you think I'm tuning out and saying no to on a day-to-day basis? I'm like a ninja. No, 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 no. Okay, say the word police the garden. Police the garden. Okay, so I don't want my time being burned on something that's not scaling, but I also don't want my ambient thought process being burned on something not scaling, okay? By the way, a lot of the time, when you built this beautiful ecosystem, you'll bring people into that ecosystem that don't appreciate what it took to get there. They have no idea. So you might have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and what happens is you're sitting there and they're arguing, and they're in there consuming a ton of money and living a beautiful lifestyle. And what do they say? They start getting mad and crying and being annoying, and they say, well, it's not about money, it's about love. Meanwhile, okay, honey, then how about you pay for this and I cry? How's that deal sound, right? So again, your partner, your significant other, if they're distracting you, you are losing millions on your significant other. Would you guys mind if I even took a slight side tangent of how real G's manage relationships? Want to know how a real G manage a relationship, how ballers and shot callers manage a relationship? Watch this, okay? Watch this. 1 primary date per week at a predetermined time. Phone is off, total focus, passionate lovemaking at the end, okay? Then get them a therapist, pay the therapist. The therapist is someone who you trust, not to alienate them from you. What is the job of the therapist? To let them discharge all their vomit into the therapist. It's a puke bucket. The therapist is holding a puke bucket, okay? I haven't had a puke bucket for me in decades, but apparently people being taken care of financially need a puke bucket, okay? Why? Because they never earned it, so they don't respect their time, and because they don't respect their time and they just have good genetics, they may have 10 out of 10 genes, so you wind up dating them, but the point is that they don't understand that. So you got the therapist holding out the puke bucket. Puke, baby, puke, okay? Then what you do is you set up a meetup with that therapist where she or he, whoever it is, gets their issues off the table within 1 hour flat. Now, what you've done is you've got the puke bucket so that your partner doesn't have to puke on you. You've got the meetup so that all issues get off the table. You've got the date, which is a 10 out of 10 perfect date, and then total attention. Now, when they go, baby, I need attention, you go, I can't wait for Thursday. You're so sexy. You pick a restaurant, you pick the best restaurant in town. If you can't afford that, you pick whatever. You hype it up, you go, baby, I can't wait for our walk in Central Park. You're so beautiful, like every moment, I can't wait to see you. Maybe she gets mad. Baby, I care so much about what you have to say. That's why I brought in Dr. So-and-so to hear about it, because I want to hear every damn word. If she's in a bad mood, I say, baby, call the person, okay? Now okay? Now people hear this, and then you know what they say? They go, well, if your partner's that bad, why are you even with them in the first place, right? Look, I get it. A lot of time I don't have just one partner. And then you could just say goodbye if they do anything. But let's say at some point, God forbid you want a girlfriend. Most people do not do an honest audit of how much of their time is being wasted by their significant other. Well, you know, is it like a chore? Look, at some point you want love. You got to have a baby with somebody, so set it up properly, okay? A lot of people object to this, but I'll tell you this. We were to ask the women here, would you rather your man has his phone on, keeps looking at his phone, doesn't look in your eyes, doesn't listen, but takes you out to Pizza Hut every night while he just sits on his phone mad? Or would you rather have something beautiful and so exciting, and all week you get excited for it, and then you dress up, he dresses up, all the attention on you, and then during the other time, he also will meet up with you in a structured environment, talk about any issues, and then aside from that, he's building something so that you're on the most beautiful lifestyle that you could have. Do you want that, or do you want the Pizza Hut?
The second option.
What's that?
The second option.
And would that allow you to maybe burn less of your man's time?
Yes, how a different, more diverse life.
A more diverse life, that's right, okay? So that is an example of saving time. Again, a lot of people are like, well, why would you deal with someone if you have to do all that? People make drama, guys, okay? People make drama. TikTok makes drama. News makes drama. It is a battle for your time. Say battle for time. Battle for focus. Battle for momentum. Say systems, not episodes. What does that mean? You get in an argument with your significant other? That's an episode. Freaking forget the episode. Right away, start building a system that can minimize that from happening again. Look, if someone flips out, look, it's all good that you flipped out. What's the system where this stops? Because I need my time. It is a battle for time, focus, and momentum. Now, if I put aside a weekend here and I turn off my phone and I lock in for a couple days and I get into momentum state, let's look what happens. Videos get done, sales get done, experiments get done, public speaking skills improve. That's called setting aside time. You guys who set aside time to be here are learning, growing, networking, getting information, getting put in your head. You're gonna do better here over the next 3 days than anything that you'd likely do anywhere else in the world, okay? Okay, this event is free, and yet this free event will be a better event in my prediction than even a 50K event with anybody else. I'm gonna make that prediction. I'll ask you at the end of the last day, okay? You guys been enjoying the event so far, by the way? Yeah. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, guys, this might sound extreme. Let me ask you this. I just spent 5 years going to every national park with my children. I went to almost every national park in the country. I skied almost every major ski hill until I broke my leg. That was kind of dumb. Private planes in Alaska, flying out with my kids. Best parties in Hollywood Hills in LA, doing some of the best parties. Amazing dating life, having fun. Okay, I can afford supplements that allow my mind to be sharp as I get older. I have not been sick in 14 years. So I'm not saying I can replicate that result for everybody or that that's common. But you think taking some very expensive natural supplements might help? Do you want to give your kids the best education? Do you think it's a great education for your children and family to get to go see the country? Do you maybe want to do a 5-year retirement like I did from 40 to 45 before deciding what you want your ultimate legacy from 45 to 65 to be, if I happen to make it that far? Well, then is it worth cutting off TikTok and an annoying significant other?
Yeah.
What's it worth to you? Make a choice. Get proactive. Audit extensively, okay? So that's kind of the foundation is you go to your job, you're freaking exhausted, and you're like, man, I don't know what to do. This is driving me, like, you know, like I'm tired. I'm just getting sucked in this fucking like this syrupy kind of plasma that's just taking away my focus. Understand that at the highest of levels, your desire to master your time, that's common with everybody, okay? Let me show, do you guys want to hear about the secret society of the winners? Do you guys want to hear what the secret society of the winners is like? Yes. Yeah. Let me show you the secret society of the winners, what it looks like, okay? So this is not necessarily with every wealthy person. I'm just giving you an example, but I'm going to go much deeper. Who knows what kind of watch this is? Yeah. What kind of watch is this? What does that watch cost?
40 plus, probably a lot more.
He did not know. What does this watch cost, guys?
120.
It's about 120,000 bucks, right? So it's called a Patek Nautilus, 120,000. This watch is dumb This watch is not even as good as many watches you get at Macy's, okay? But you can resell it at a profit. I think I grabbed this maybe 110, 120-ish. Probably running about 140 now if I want to get out of it, if I want to sell it, okay? They resell. Go to a Patek store, try to buy a Patek, they won't sell it to you. You bring 100 grand, they will not give it to you. This watch is not actually 100 G's. This watch is actually, you'd have to buy probably 1 million in watches to get the Patek, okay? So basically when you wear a certain model, it implies that you bought 500K or 1 million in watches. Got it, guys? So what happens is, why do you wear this silly, stupid watch? What is it? Do I lose money or make money off this? Well, first of all, I can sell it and get out of it at a profit. Doesn't mean you always can, though. You could watch market could get soft. But why do you do the watch? Is it for women? Do any beautiful women know what a Patek Nautilus is? No. Yeah, it's called a prostitute, okay? Or a stripper, okay? That ain't my jam. So who knows what a Patek Nautilus or an AP Royal Oak or a Rolex Daytona or a Richard Mille, who knows what that is? Who? Rich dudes and women, okay? So what happens is you go out. A lot of these are even made just of stainless steel, like the APs and the base level non-stainless steel. No one even knows what it is. Another rich guy sees it and they do the same thing. Hey, nice Patek. Hey, like the RMs, the Richard Mille looks like a G-Shock. And then everyone's so dumb, they're like, but that looks like a G-Shock. That's the point, is so you don't get robbed, dude. Okay, they do that, but people know what that is. So what happens is you wear that and then you network. Those people might know a lot about upcoming stocks, about crypto, about business, about networking. So you go out to rich areas and you network with those people. Likewise, Marcel's super into cars, right? You got a Lambo, you got a Ferrari, you got a McLaren, you got a Bugatti. What is the purpose of the car? It's not to drive some farting loud car, guys. Why do you drive the Lambo? What's the purpose? Guys, what's the purpose? It's just networking, guys. It's just a club. It's some dumb car you don't need that's unnecessarily expensive. Like the movement of the hodorology in this is unnecessarily expensive and not even as accurate as your iPhone. It's like an older technology, it's just hard to replicate. So what happens is you network when you're out. Okay, look, simple way to put it, right? Funny enough, if this is a free event, right? If I do a couple sales here versus at a paid event that is 15% the size, where will I make more money? At a free event that's big, or at maybe if I had only these 2 rows, but everybody there paid 5 or 10K at a low end, where would I make more money in sales? The 2 rows or a whole free event like this? Why is that? Say the word pre-qualified. Say it louder, guys. You gotta know this. Say it louder. Nah, you're not ready. Y'all ain't ready to get rich. Louder. Yeah, it's all about qualified leads. That's it. Okay, look, when I do parties in LA and I invite up incredible women, people want to come to that party. Why? Because those are women that are screened as being not just beautiful externally, but what kind of beauty are we looking for in a pre-qualified party? Internal. Say it louder. Internal. Say internal beauty. Internal beauty. Right? So how long does it take to fill a room, say a party, with women that are not just externally beautiful, but internally beautiful? How much work does that take? How much? Massive amounts of work, right? Networking, prospecting, getting to know them, vetting them, et cetera, et cetera. That is why rich guys will pay $30,000 to be at a table or a dinner party with those women. They are looking for a mother of their kids. Or maybe they're trying to hook up, whatever, right? But they're trying to find that. They're looking for pre-qualified leads. Joe Polish, an old school internet marketer, he had a group. It was called the 25K group, and another group was called the 100K group. And guess what he taught in those groups? What?
Internal views.
It's called the 25K group. What do you think he taught? Nothing. What did he teach you the 100K group? Absolutely nothing. Why? What is the 100K group? What is the 25K group? What is the Virgin Lounge at the airport? Why do you pay $500 to go in the Virgin Lounge, just have a membership for a year in the Virgin Lounge of the airport, and then basically you pay $500 and it's the exact same thing as the main airport lounge? Networking. It's so that no one will puke on you. In the masses in general, not all of them, I love the masses, that's why I'm passionate, argue, complain, gossip, freak out, take drugs, steal, dishonest, many of them. Okay, so if you don't have a $500 protection, then you now are going to hear that Karen beside you screaming at the attendant, freaking out. Now, occasionally you'll get that in the Virgin Lounge too, because the $500, a couple of dickheads still got $500, but at least it's less dickheads, right? So again, what's the watch doing? What's it finding? Say pre-qualified. Pre-qualified. Okay. What is the car finding? What is it? Say pre-qualified leads. Say it. Pre-qualified leads. Okay. The 100K. Okay. The 25K group. What is? It's just a network. What is the people you're meeting in the 25K group? What is it? Pre-qualified. Say it louder. Pre-qualified. It means they got 25K. The 100K group. What does that mean? Say it again. Pre-qualified. It means they got 100K. If you are rich and you're in a room of people that can pay 100K, then you get around the right people, you make money from that. That's why say the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. What is F1 racing where you go to say, Europe or Vegas, whatever, or in Florida, and you see these like races? What does it cost to go to F1 to some of the better areas in F1? Come on, guys, how much y'all see F1 Brad Pitt movie? What's it cost to go to F1? What's the cost to go to F1, boys? Boys and girls, what's the cost?
70K, 50.
70K, 50K. What do you rather do? Go to New York Knicks game for $200 for like higher level seats, maybe 1,000 lower seats? Or 35,000, watch a bunch of race cars spin around that you can't even follow because it's going so fast, just going by. What would you rather do?
Next game.
Probably see the next game, right? Are they really there for F1? No. What are they there for? They're just there to network. That's it, right? You go to Lamborghini will have parties. They put it on where everyone that has a Lamborghini gets invited. It's a club, guys. It's a club. And y'all ain't invited yet. And I got to get you in the club, okay? What is Burning Man? It's people that are into like, in big tech. They'll go out there. They do a bunch of psychedelics and orgies because maybe demon possession. And what happens, I'm just saying maybe. And what happens is they go and they network and they make their next like, what do you call it? The Mark of the Beast system, AI takeover, like central control surveillance system, right? They make billions of dollars off it. That's why they go to Burning Man. They're not there for Burning Man for the art installation, guys. Wake up, okay? They're not going there for the art installation, okay? They're going there to worship Satan and combine. I'm kidding. But anyway, so yeah, I'm joking. I'm completely joking. But the point is, I'd actually like just go see it, wait a smile eyes. But the point is this, okay? I like to see the crazy world. But the point is, they go there to network. So in other words, Burning Man is expensive. You pay a lot of money to go to the thing, and then you can go, okay? Now here's the way that it works. Once you get over the hump, it's a lot easier to be very, very rich because you're in the right circles, you have the right advice. And by the way, it's not just the right advice. It's not just the secret information that you get privy to. A lot of it is, frankly, say the increased vibration. Say that. Increased vibration. Like, look, when you're around, I'm going to try to simplify this, okay? This is a very deep topic. I've talked about it. I don't want to spend a million years on it, but just try to catch my gist, okay? Spiritual ascension. And not all business owners are spiritual, by the way. But, to be, to have ascended, to have expanded, et cetera, basically what that is two major qualities. First of all, say you're more at the cause than the effect. Say it. More at the cause than the effect. And second of all, everything is easier. Say that. Everything is easier. You ever work on your social skills, you go on a night out, you're talking to a million people, and on some nights, it's just you're at the effect and it's hard. And other times you go out and it's so easy and you're at the cause. You can feel you're in a different vibration. And I hate that word. I can't stand that woo stuff, by the way. I liked it before it was so popular. But you're in a different vibration. So say vibrations are contagious. Vibrations are contagious. Spiritual energy is contagious. Being present is contagious. Pain body is contagious. So in reality, a lot of people who come from brutal inner city environments, they'll say they don't have the same opportunities. They actually technically do live in America. There's nothing stopping them. But if you grow up around a bunch of assault and attacking and drug dealing and gang banging and all this stuff, that trauma is being dumped into you, and that's why it actually is a disadvantage, even though in reality, they could just go get a job and they have opportunities. But they don't see it because the pain of it is very, very bad. So that's what I think we don't talk about when people come from poverty, is how horrible it is that you're around that low vibration. And all y'all know that because your friends have their own degree of trauma, negativity, and syrupy, derpy kind of plasma around their brain that's spreading onto you and infecting you. Say the law of infection. Law of infection. Say the law of infection. Law of infection. You're being infected by positive. Say infected by positive. Infected by negative. Right? So Eckhart Tolle, what was the name of his second book? It's Orange? Say it louder. Say it louder. What does that mean? It would mean that we would all raise the vibration of the earth. It's a dream, guys. Who knows, right? It's a dream. Who knows? But the idea, okay, we may hit AI before we could do that organically. I hope we do hit it organically. And I'm trying, guys. I'm out here fighting the good fight for you and for all of us. Thank you. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying. So, right? I'm trying. Because, guys, when you get paid by a rich guy, you can go do that free event, right? People are like, I want to help the world. You make some money, you can go do a free event, right? So that's what I'm getting at. Now, basically what you have from there is that you're getting better advice, you're around a higher vibe, and your mind is more locked in and focused. Now, look, what have you guys learned from when you go out and socialize? When you feel high status, you get present and you get into a flow state, and life is very easy. When you take a bunch of rejections and you feel crappy, you can barely tie your own shoes, you can barely remember your own name. So your mission is to always be in a present state, getting back time, focus, momentum, getting in that state, and fighting the good fight. In other words, a lot of time when I work with you, I do 5-6 hours easy of audits. Say 5-6 hours of audits. 5-6 hours. I'll sit there auditing your life with you for 5-6 hours, honestly, because I've got to get you seeing where your time is going and where all the leaks are, and you got to get on top of it. Now, look, I know a lot of y'all don't want it. It's not for everybody. A lot of people want to live a more go with the flow life, and that's actually fine. And you can even be quite successful like that. But to go from 0 to 1 when you're stuck and you're trapped and you're in a trap, you've got to get the trap off your leg. And the problem is, the trap is so insidious because you go to work, you come home, you're tired, you're exhausted, you hate your job, you got to pull that bear trap off your leg. You don't realize you've got a bear trap. It's very bad, guys. It really does suck, but you can take it off. You actually can, but you got to want to do it, okay? You got to be serious about it. So then what happens is this. You've got to find something that gets you from 0 to 1, and you can start making money from right away. Here's why. Because you need something to make money that you can do when you get home after being traumatized, bored, and spaced out and disassociated from your work instead of smoke weed in your friggin' spare time. Here's the common elements of those things that you'd have to do, okay? Repeat this after me. Say time efficient. Time efficient. Because you don't have a lot of time. You're fighting for all your time. It's got to be time efficient. Another one is say no gatekeepers. No gatekeepers. And another one is a crack in the dam. Say that. Crack in the dam. So what you do, let me say another point to you. And this is pointing to a future point, and then we're going to cover that. Say the word work is idiotic. Work is idiotic. Say it louder. Work is idiotic. Say it louder. Work is idiotic. And I'm going to make a correction. It's actually great. Work is great. But say permanent work is idiotic. Permanent work is idiotic. Okay, so look. If you want to be rich, all you got to do is get enough money that you can put it into something that pays you. So say you've got to build the principle. Build the principle. Say build the principle. Build the principle. Say don't eat the principle. Don't eat the principle. Okay, so look. If you've got a lamb, say you got 2 lambs, right? It's a little baby lamb. And you look at it and you go, I'm hungry. And maybe you are hungry. So you try to bite it and eat it. So maybe you got 1 meal from that lamb. What if you had bred the lambs, had a flock of lambs, got wool from the lambs, and then eventually later you could eat it when it's full grown? What would be a better situation? Okay, how about if you had an apple tree, and then you take the apple, and it's like a little baby apple tree, and there's a tiny little apple, but you're starving to death. So you eat this like marble-sized apple. What could that have been if you'd let it grow? What could you have got from the apple tree? Other apple trees. So what could you have ultimately got if you're smart about it with the apple tree? What could you eventually build? An orchard, right? The reason why permanent, I'll say work is dumb, and people don't believe me. They're like, that's crazy. You're not seeing it how a rich person's seeing it. Permanent work is dumb because what you're supposed to do is build a principle that pays you and then get back your time so you can figure out what you actually want to do. Okay, so say build the principle. Build the principle. Live off what it pays you. Get back 100% of my time. That's what it is, right? So you don't need a business model that gets you to billionaire status. All that you need is something that gets you to having a principle, and then you get all your time back. Imagine if Imagine if you didn't have to work at all, like not even at all, and all that you could do all day was just build your next thing all day. Does that make sense? Basically what you gotta do is it's like scrambling up a mountain. It's gonna cut you up, it's gonna fuck you up, it's gonna mess you up, but once you're at the top, life is just easier. So you've got to rapidly get back your time, get back your focus, get back your momentum, because these people and these influences that are holding that stuff back and lowering it are going to put you in a lifetime of work. You're going to work till the day you die in this 9 to 5 trying to get a retirement and barely have any money. And Sid is here, guys. Sid is sitting around out there because I'd love for him to say something about this. Is he here? Okay, well, Brandon, can you check if Sid's here? Because he knows this stuff. He may be out. Might be eating dinner with Marcel. Sid actually, he does mergers and acquisitions, and some of his acquisitions are old people's homes, and it is hell on earth. Say hell on earth. Hell on earth. He was managing private ones that are even pretty expensive, and government ones. The private ones, even with like 10 grand a month, whatever it was, I could ask him the number, were shit, and the government ones were mega shit. So basically what you're doing is you're working until you're 65. Guys, look, I'm turning 46 this week. Time flies by so fast. And then eventually you're stuck in some old person's home, either a government one that sucks or maybe a private one that kind of still sucks. It's really bad. Okay, so you don't understand the stakes here, guys. You got to wake up. Okay, you got to wake up. You got to understand the stakes, what you're dealing with. Okay, they don't tell you about this because they want you in this like Rockefeller system, just basically being the modern day slave. But I'm showing you something from a higher paradigm here, okay? Of how to become more the cause, not the effect, and how for it to be easier. So then what you do is you have that money and you can use all your time. What can you build if you just have all your time to do a business? What can you build? Say the word anything. Anything. Say it louder.
Anything.
Say it louder like you believe it. Anything. Yeah, you actually can. You really, truly can. You can build anything. So that was the nice thing for me, was once I got my business cash flowing by age 22, 23, I could just build. Do you guys know how many seminars I've been to? How nice is it that I can go to every expensive seminar I want, learn at the feet of the masters? Like, you guys see me up here. Do you understand the millions that I've spent on self-education? Because I can float. So I can go to get mentors. I can go to networks. Hey, Sid, real quick, just super quick, how much, I was just saying, standard retirement, private or government, where everybody's probably going if they get older without a business. How much does it suck? You got to use this. Just stand here.
Well, if it's the government in Colorado,
Don't move too much.
in Colorado, what would happen? I would see shit stains on the walls. Piss. Smelled terrible. It's like hell, some of these places. Not all of them. Not every government-run nursing home is shitty. But if you can't afford private pay means you got enough money to get your own nice luxury resort nursing home. The shitty ones are pretty shitty.
Yeah, and how would you describe this life for them at the end of their life, thinking that if they worked a job their whole life, they'd be okay? How do you describe it? Marcel, I'd love to get you up here too.
So, a couple things. We have this, like, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s. Do we ever think about what's going to happen to us after 65? It's almost like it feels like we're just gonna live forever, doesn't it? I just turned 30. I couldn't believe I turned 30. He's 45 right now.
46 next week.
46 next week.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, Marcel. I remember Marcel. I met Marcel when he was 21. He's still young. He's 27. He's the one young guy in the room. But the point is, time passes by. It passes by really quickly. By the time these guys were, 65, they think their friends, their family's gonna come visit them. They're just rotting away at the nursing home, and most of them don't have friends or family to visit them, and that's actually why they die early.
They die within 5 years of going to nursing home. That's actually the stat.
It's because they're lonely.
5 years. 5 years.
Say it again.
So they die within 5 years of going to nursing home because they lose connection, and connection is what keeps you happy. Social skills is what keeps you bonded. Now imagine never developing those skills. You maybe get married to someone out of desperation. They marry you for the same reason. You can't maintain the dynamic because the same thing that creates the dynamic is what maintains the dynamic, right? So then you end up getting old. No one comes to visit you because you have a broken household. Your kids don't give a fuck about you because you're constantly yelling at your spouse. They're fighting and they leave and you get divorced. Ultimately, you end up just dying younger. Actually, if you have a great home, a great relationship, and you have great kids, you'll live a longer life. Like my parents will never go to a nursing home. I don't give a fuck. They will never go there.
So see, Marcel's taking it to another level. he's going to dodge the nursing home, but also his parents get to dodge the nursing home?
Because they did a good job, right? My parents have been together for 33 years. My dad, transparently, didn't have me till he was 48. Not because he couldn't, okay? Like, 48, he did what he did. My mom, 38 when she had me. So, my parents had me late. My mom couldn't have kids. The only reason I was even born is so my mom put me in vitro. And the first time it was even possible was her age at 38. Me and my sister were the first twins to be born in California from in vitro, like ever. So it was very, very, very new at the time. Long story short, and the Nazis invented it, by the way, which is ironic, right? I'm Jewish, so they invented it by experimenting on Jews. But anyways, so
Little did they know what was coming.
yeah.
The super Jew.
There we go. The Aryan. No, anyways. If I was blonde, blue eyes, it'd be perfect. But the point being, if you don't develop these skills early on, it doesn't just affect your happiness now, it affects your happiness long term. Guys, if you want to know why I'm the best hypnotist in the world, and why I'm a good speaker, and why I have confidence and charisma and all the above, it's because of how I practiced and developed my social skills. Ironically, the same background goes for Sid, and for Owen, and for Tony Robbins, and for Grant Cardone, and for every massive speaker in the world. All of them started with their social skills, developed it, and then went on to becoming massive titans. Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone, both billionaires. Both are billionaires, okay? I can tell you, Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone are 2 decades older than Owen. So what happens in 2 decades? What happens for me in about 3.5 decades or 4 decades, right? And Sid, same thing. Think about the compounding effect of having the social skills dialed in.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be to where you rot away at a nursing home. Why can't you have the light shooting out your eyes and feel present and have family? What happened to Warren Buffett? Is he not sharp at 80 or 90 years old?
Like 99 or something.
Yeah, he's extremely sharp still. What do you think is going to happen to him? I mean, have you met 46-year-olds that have his level of sharpness? Not too many. It's rare, but you gotta stay on the path. And it's not just social skills, it's about staying mentally sharp. It's about continually accessing flow states that trains the brain. It's like exercise for the brain. By the time you're older, you'll have an advantage that most other people are not gonna have. And he's talking about compound interest. Compound interest is a force to be reckoned with. If you are compounding in your energy, your focus, your momentum, your skills, your friends, it's an upward spiral. Dopamine, testosterone eventually does go down, but those things, at least you have a solid base of that. That momentum will bleed into your older age. By the time
Say the word compound interest.
Compound interest.
What are you doing? So by the time you're older, what most people can't, what does the average life look like right now if they're losing energy because of bad food, drugs, alcohol, the wrong friends, gossip, a job that they hate that they can't access flow through? They come home, they watch Netflix. That is a downward spiral that most people are in.
Guys, aren't we better than this? Yes. Are we better than this?
Yes.
Unless you actively rebel against the negative conditioning that's put on you, that is seeping your energy, you won't be that sharp Warren Buffett type person, your own equivalent of it. You're not going to be that person by the time you get older. And guess what? The enemy of the best is what? The good. So the enemy of the best is the good. Look at Kobe Bryant. Look at Warren Buffett. Look at these guys who got better as they hit middle age. That is probably not even your parents, to be honest with you. And because we don't have references of people that are operating at that level, we think the references are shit. And we just stay in that cycle. Or we watch self-help content and don't actually come to a room like this where you get attuned to higher levels of energy, and then you don't even know what the other side looks like. You have to not just watch this in a video. You have to do what? You have to feel it. Everybody say feel it. To feel it means we're using our sixth sense, our energetic sense. You feel something is different in the room. The way our eyes look, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we act. That all bleeds and seeps out of our pores. And until you are around a real high performance person, you don't know what it looks like.
Guys, look at how fast, just so you know, look at how fast, without a warm-up, look at how fast he got into a flow state. I'm just saying, it's on tap. You need your brain to operate at 100 miles an hour. It's on tap.
And guys, this is a war. You know why? You know why this is a war? Because the world needs to wake up when? Now. When? Now. When? Now. When? Now. needs to wake up now or we are fucked, okay? You're looking at an old-ass man with a gray beard trying to get the environment that my children will grow up in not fucked. It's a fucking war to get people to wake up, okay? It's a fucking war. But it's not just about them. It's about you.
You know, I'll invite you guys to think about this. If you've ever had it where, even on accident, even for 5 minutes, maybe you were popular, everything was working out. I'll tell you, there's 2 ways this can happen. Think of it as like Satan's energy, anger, and then there's heaven's energy, right, which is a love and abundance, okay? Sometimes people confuse Satan's energy for heaven's energy. And what that looks like is this. When I was 17, I got heartbroken. I had a girlfriend I was madly in love with, and she lives in Brazil. She went back to Brazil. After about 14 days, 12 and a half days, I wake up in the morning, and I feel this heaviness in my chest. And I was already heartbroken that she left the airport because I knew I would probably never see her again. I couldn't afford to get her a flight. And I wake up in the morning, and I felt like something was wrong. Couldn't figure it out. And I texted her. I'm like, I had a really weird dream. And finally it clicks in my head. I'm like, she was with someone else. And I texted her. I said, you were with someone else last night. An hour goes by, and she responds. She said she was. And that was a Friday night, or a Friday during the day. I go out at night to a party. And I'm at this party, and for some reason, this never happened before. Girls, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was completely heartbroken. I've never felt so bad in my life. Girls are walking up to me, taking my hands, grabbing my private parts, taking my hands, putting it on their private parts, like fighting over me. And I'm just in this haze, and I'm trying to just, like, please don't touch me, like, leave me alone. But because I was carrying so much pain, right, so much darkness, right, like Satan's energy, right, this devil's energy, it radiated, and a lot of people resonated with that. And the girls that were resonating were the ones who were drunk, who were on drugs, like the weird, like the negative ones, right? And it just drew them in like a magnet. And that's what I attracted. And all I was seeing was the reflection of what just hurt me. I was seeing a reflection of the exact same patterns in these women that I would see in the girl that actually just cheated on me, right? And because of that, I realized that this is such a negative state that I became allergic to it. I cannot be a part of that. And instead, what did I end up doing? I ended up saying, I need to associate to heaven's energy, which is the opposite. I forgave her, still loved her, and said, okay. And guess what? All those women that came up to me and were grabbing my hands, trying to touch my private parts, all that, right? Just being crazy, stopped talking to me. And the only women I attracted were women that came from an amazing household, unbelievable self-confidence and love, and incredible loyalty. But in order for me to understand the 2 paradigms, and let me tell you what it looks like in business. In business, you look at like a Wolf of Wall Street. I see that movie, and I think Jordan Belfort's a piece of shit. I think he stole people's money. I think he's a fucking scammer. I think he literally is a selfish piece of shit. And he brainwashed a bunch of people who resonated with Satan's energy, drugs and strippers and prostitutes. And then they sold it in a movie where a bunch of people are like, that movie's awesome. And I say that because here we are in New York, and people resonate with Wall Street, and they think that's what Wall Street's about. That's what success is about. But the truth is, that guy's trash. And he ratted everyone out for helping him, even though he was the mastermind. He ratted everyone out to have a shorter term in prison while everyone else got fucked. And then here he is now doing his own thing, still on drugs and all that. And people are like, oh, I love the wolf. I don't like him because I think he's a piece of shit. Now, you take that same guy and you look at the inverse, which is caring, charitable. You want to donate money. You care about people. You lift people up. You take them away from drugs. I'm allergic to the idea of drugs. I'm allergic to alcohol. I hate all this shit. Smoking, hate it. That's why I'm the best in the world at making people quit in 2 seconds, right? I'm allergic to it. That level of energy attracts a different paradigm. That's why in my business, I attract a different caliber of client. I have people pay me $1 million, right? And 80,000, 100,000, 50,000, 30,000, right? That's the caliber I'm getting because I'm attaching to a higher paradigm.
Guys, what kind of lead is that? Again. Again. Could you explain briefly how you have like the Lamborghini club, like the car clubs, and then you get pre-qualified people? Very quick.
Long story short, it takes some effort to get a Ferrari, for example, or like a more exclusive car. Because I'm buying this Aston Martin Valhalla, which is $1 million Aston Martin, and you need $400,000 deposit to even build the car. I'm invited to an event in LA next weekend where the only people who are coming are people who also put a $400,000 deposit to the Valhalla.
Yeah, and guys, knowing what you know about Marcel with sales, right? If he can get into a room with people that have that, what's he going to close them on? For coaching. Anybody here do coaching? Put your hands up if you're a coach. You do a coach. Okay, so Manny, you do some coaching, right? Yeah. Imagine that you were around that audience of people and you resonated with them spiritually and you had the same kind of attunement for time as what they had, and now you're around them, can you close them at $84K a month for $1 million for maybe a call a week? Bro, the same amount of work, but the pre-qualified leads. But you've got to have that caring about your time, because bro, they're going to feel in 2 seconds if you don't value your time, because they're going to poke at you and negotiate with you, and if you don't value your time, they're going to sense it, and they're going to get you down on your price.
Let me tell you.
You've got to also spiritually resonate, and you also got to find them in the right place.
I had a client pay me $1 million off of an ad he saw. He's like, I'm paying that guy $1 million. He was convincing my sales team, please, please, please. They made him put $40K on a credit card before he wired the rest, just to even get on the phone with me so I could talk to him and see if I'm even interested in working with him, right? That same guy referred to a friend of mine for marketing. He negotiated my friend from $4K down to $2K. Why? Because my friend was such a pussy on the phone and resonated with the negativity.
Manny, a mil versus gets price dropped from 4K to 2K. If you need that 2K, they sniff it out, they push you down. If you're in a low resonance, they know that you're broke, they push you down. If you don't value your time, they feel it, they push you down. And so, look, in the same way, a lot of time club promoters, like some dorky, like not conventionally attractive club promoter will be around a bunch of models, and he's dating all these models because he's around the lead base, right? To be honest, he probably does coke with them and they do coke, but the point is he's around the lead base, right? But that guy might not have any swagger, but dates models because he's around the lead base. So I'm trying to show you guys about how to get around the lead base. And that's what Marcel's good at, is getting around the lead base.
If you want to attract better leads, period, in your life, okay? Better dating life, better clients, because at the end of the day, a better client will spend less money with you, or spend more money with you for less effort, okay? A better woman will make your life easier. You know how you know you have a good relationship? It's not hard. If it's hard and you have to be like, don't talk to that guy, don't go out to the club, don't do drugs, it's the wrong girl, period. Wrong guy. You don't have to change him. Take it as it is, and that's it. If you have to change it, you're operating at the wrong level, okay? You're only resonating with the wrong level. Now, at a higher paradigm, when you understand what it is and you carry that vibe, people know you're in that vibe. For people, like when I walk on stage, does anyone here sense that I'm desperate for money? Do I look like genuinely, does it look like I fucking care? I swear, just honest. Okay, now, do I like money? 100%. 100%. If there's money, I want it. But I don't need it. It's a different mindset, right? I'm honest though. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna be like, I don't want fucking money. That guy wants money. If they're saying that, they're a liar. I think money's good. He thinks money's good. If you have a good relationship with money, you think money's good, you're gonna ask for it. That being said, when you are in that mindset, and you're like, you know what? If I'm gonna put my time in there, might as well get the best. Why not spend your time? Instead of spending my time in a networking event like on, what's that app called? Fuck. LinkedIn. Not even LinkedIn. Meetup, whatever. It doesn't matter. Some fucking random app where everyone's like not making their rent this month. Why not just spend $400K, buy a car that'll appreciate double? So in other words, it's not just free, okay, to own the car for $1 million. I drive it for a couple years, and then I doubled my money on it. I made money getting into that room. That's the irony of this situation. The irony is, I spent so much money with Aston Martin. I now have an invitation to buy a Valhalla. I get the Valhalla, spend $1 million in the car. In a couple years, the car is worth $2 million. So I made $1 million driving the car, getting into the room, and making millions of dollars in connections as well. So
guys, what you need is, first of all, say a vibe of value for your own time. A vibe of value for your own time. A high vibe of being the cause and the effect, not the effect. A high vibe of being the cause, not the effect. A high vibe of where life is easy for you. A high vibe of where life is easy for you. And pre-qualified leads.
The key too is what actually is shifting your energy to where a client would resonate with you. The core is, do you actually believe in the product or the service that you've cultivated? What is the value that you've actually cultivated? Not just in your communication and how you pitch it, because that's also at the technical level. That's also like trying to force your girlfriend to not cheat. It's at that paradigm. The reality is, if you put real value behind the product, does that change your psychology when you go to sell? Does that change your energy? Does that change your communication skills? Does that change the way you negotiate? Does that change the way you value your time? So cultivate what you believe in your heart to be real value, and watch as it knocks down the dominoes of all these other effects.
And by the way, what would you say, how would you kind of describe how we feel in this reality? You know that we're perfect. We got our own I got big problems. We all got big problems. All of us have problems, right? All of us. But there's a quality of problem, right? We want to raise the quality of problem. How would you describe what it's like for myself, Marcel, yourself, being in this reality, seeing other people. Like for me, it's almost like seeing kids, even though they're adults. It's like adult level kids. How do you feel about it?
Couple different things. So at the core of it, yes, on a technical level, do you have the knowledge? Do you have the skills? Do you have the connections? If you don't have those three things, that's what he's saying when he's saying, I view you as a kid, but you're in an adult body. So if you don't have the right knowledge, the right skills, the right connections, and you don't have clarity in the direction you're heading and alignment with that and the communication skills and the psychology around all of that, then that is the technical side of what you might be missing. But on the energy side of it, at your core, when Marcel is saying there's heaven and hell, life or death, black or white, there's positive, negative, pain or pleasure, upward spiral, downward spiral, winner effect, stifled. We're all dealing with either that upward trajectory or that downward trajectory. So at your core, in the way that you communicate with people, obviously you can have that whole structure I just talked about with the skills, connections, like all that stuff I just talked about. What is the quality of your interactions looking like within that? And for us, the way we feel is it feels like outflow. Like our cup, one sec. Our cup runneth over with energy. We have so much energy to give, to share, and not to take. And if every interaction is done that way, well, now people, customers, employees, everybody that you deal with in business on a day-to-day basis, they can feel that off of you in the energy. And then on the other layer to it, they can see it in your eyes, they can see it in your vocal tonality, they see it in all the sub-communications and all the micro tells, but they just sense a good vibe from you.
And guys, who taught the idea of the cup runneth over? Who taught it? Jesus. Louder. Jesus. Louder. Jesus. Louder. Jesus. It's truth.
You know, at the beginning of the event, remember I told you guys for maximum rapport, the key is confidence and you need nothing from anybody else. Remember that? When you need nothing from anybody else. That key is exactly what he said. You're here to give, not take. If I need something from you, I'm here to take from you, right? But if I'm paying for dinner, if I'm giving value, if I'm here offering, who doesn't want to be around that? Right? If in a relationship, if you're giving good vibes, you're giving good energy, not insecurity, not pressure, not stress, people want to receive. They'll be magnetized to you. They'll even pay for it because it's so fucking rare.
They get addicted.
Everybody wants to take. So if you have that one quality, it just exudes confidence and value, and it's addictive. Now, if you're people pleasing, is that the same thing? No. It's an illusion. If you're people pleasing, you think you're giving, but all you're doing is looking for validation. You're still looking to take something. I don't care if I'm going to get your validation. For example, when I give someone a homeless lady money, I don't need to wait for her to say thank you so much and film the fucking thing and be like, hey, did you like that? I don't need anything in return. I'm just happy to give it and then leave.
He's entraining the outflow, by the way. Say that word, entrain the outflow. Okay, so by giving, again, from the Bible, from Jesus, but it's not the first, we've all known about giving. Spiritual traditions emphasize giving. Is it because you're some little wussy boy who just needs to give to be a wussy? Why do they want to get you giving? Why? I just told you, say it louder. Why? 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 In other words, it is, are you being fed? They say, be of the world. Say that. Be of the world. Not in the world. Not in the world. So when we're in the world, we try to take, maybe get energy and give. But when we're in the world but not of the world, we tap into our higher power and energy flows out and it's addictive.
Whenever if you're giving, there's an unconscious belief you're going to receive. You're not giving to get, but you will get. That's the belief. So you're not going to spend your last dollar if you don't think there's more money coming in. You're not going to give anything to someone if you don't think there'll be more. So by giving, you're training the brain and you're reinforcing the belief that you're going to get in abundance from the universe. And ironically, when you have that belief, the actions are congruent. When I spend more, do I want to work harder? Yes. You know, at the end of the day, dopamine needs a reward. So when you gamble, you're looking for the money. When you're a primate looking for an apple tree in the distance, you need the dopamine reward when you bite the fucking apple. At the end of the day, you need to spend your money on something to feel good. If your brain doesn't feel good spending money, you're running the wrong operating system. You're actually going against your nature. So you need to train your brain to enjoy spending. Spending resources to gain rewards. If you cannot do that, you are fucking up.
And that's another thing in the Bible where it talks about scarcity And those that are in scarcity will lose even that. So it's very, very important, okay? And by the way, maybe one last comment, because you know that thing.
Last comment would be, when you have that outflow, you might put all your time and attention to the product or service, and yes, you believe in it, and that product or service fills a gap in the market, helps somebody, all this kind of stuff. But when you go to sell it, the person who's buying your product or service, who are they ultimately looking at? They're looking at you.
And they feel this or this.
And if they're looking at you, then what that means is that component, they're looking to see if you are congruent, if your self-belief is there, and if you have an agenda. It's not that you can't go for the sale or go for the win aggressively, but you are the most engaged, but the least attached. And that's a signpost that you're coming from the right paradigm, and that means that your energy will be very clean. And this affects dating, communication in general, business, every aspect of life.
Guys, I thought this was such a cool impromptu segment with Marcel and Sid. Did you guys have fun? Yeah! Awesome. Give me a hand, guys. That was really cool. That was a really cool impromptu segment. That was dope. Thank you for being up here. That was amazing. Yeah. That was sick. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so guys, I'm giving a baby right now, okay? I'm giving you, this is me delivering a baby, okay? When I come here, I feel my death. Do you guys feel your death coming? You should. I feel my death coming. Women give birth to babies. As men, we give birth to our legacy. I don't make this video. I love you guys, and I'm here to rock your world. But this video is meant for my children to know who their father was, and this video is for people who are curious about me when I die. This is me communicating to my future children what I want Vincent, Dylan, and Tristan to know. But even though I care dearly for my children, I think about them every millisecond. And when I'm dead and I go to God, I will literally ask God if I can create a portal to send energy to them and to be omnipresent. And maybe God will say no, but I got a great sales pitch. Okay? I want to die for my children and die for you to be omnipresent, to send energy and to send love from beyond the grave. I'm stuck in this body right now, okay? And right now, if my children are seeing this from when I die, I hope they know I'm with them. I can see them. They can't see me, but I see them. I love you. I think about you all the time. I'm here for you. And I'm here for all of you guys, okay? And what I create here, this is my art form, and I do this because I want to change the world profoundly. So I'm going to show you a last couple pieces here, and some pieces that I show are spiritual in nature. And a lot of people say it's all about spirituality, and I kind of do too, guys. But I also believe that there's pragmatic aspects to life of things that you need, okay? Things that you desperately need. Because guys, when I got to go into nature for 5 years with my children, did that help me with my spirituality? Yeah. Okay? When I don't have to worry about my dating life, does that mean that I can focus on my spirituality? Yeah. So, I don't know, some people choose to do it from a frame and sit on a park bench like Eckhart. That's beautiful too. I love it. But I kind of just, why does it have to be a park bench when you could also just go into nature not worrying that you're flat broke and going to starve to death? What is more powerful of a spiritual enlightenment, going deep into Alaska or to sit on a park bench in Vancouver? Look, Eckhart's more enlightened than me, absolutely. I'm not saying otherwise, it's not an enlightenment competition, but I'm just saying, what kind of enlightenment do you want to have? Would it be fun to be able to go into nature for 5 years and just think about God and think about your life and your legacy and beautiful things like that? And is it very fun to do what Sid described, where you're stuck there in a shithole waiting to die? So in reality, this spirituality thing of just sit in an old person's home waiting to die, I don't see how it has to be like that. I think that brand of spirituality is from the caste or caste system or whatever in India, where you were stuck at a certain level and had no chance for advancement. And so at least then you can meditate. And I love the Bhagavad Gita. But I think there's another way. And I think American spirituality is about abundance as well. I think there's an American spirituality, something from the American dream, something unique about America. I'm saying it's a Canadian. That's about real prosperity and having fun. I think there's something spiritual in a party. Why can't a party be spiritual? Does that make sense? I think there's something spiritual about buying a beautiful watch to give your sons. Why is that not spiritual? I think there's something spiritual about a beautiful organic food dinner with your family and friends and sharing. So why is this bullshit that spirituality is all about just being broke and meditating and that's it? Why are we limiting it to that? I think a lot of gurus will say that so that they can just get you as a follower and get you to just drop out of what you're doing and not actually go on your personal evolution. And as you stretch and build into your next level, you have to become more present and let go of attachments and old paradigms to get there. So it's actually a good thing to stretch yourself, not out of need or to take, but to grow. I also believe that our soul and our spiritual life, our life is to be pursued. I think we have to pursue it. I think awakening is something to be pursued. Being an autopilot robotic animal is not spirituality. We have to fight and claw for our awakening to get off autopilot and to wake up and not to wind up in that old person's home. So let me show you a couple ways to get there, okay? Does this make sense? Making sense? Yeah. Is it making a lot of sense? Yeah. Making a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, do you believe? Yeah. Say, I believe. I believe. Say, believe. 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 Let me show you something, okay? Maybe you don't believe, but I hope you do, okay? Just trying to pump you up, guys. Like he's tricking them to believe. I'm trying to pump you up, guys. So what I would say is, from a pragmatic standpoint, you find things where there's the following. Say this with me. Say, no gatekeepers.
No gatekeepers.
Say it louder.
No gatekeepers.
Say it louder.
No gatekeepers.
Say, crack in the dam.
Crack in the dam.
Again.
Crack in the dam.
Again.
Crack in the dam.
Say, time efficient.
Time efficient.
Time efficient.
Time efficient.
Time efficient.
Time efficient.
Then what you do is you get back, say, get back my time.
Get back my time.
Get back my time.
Get back my time.
Get back my focus.
Get back my focus.
Get back my momentum.
Get back my momentum.
Micro day-to-day momentum.
Micro day-to-day momentum.
Macro month-to-month momentum.
Macro month-to-month momentum.
Lifeline galaxy momentum.
Lifeline
galaxy momentum. Say galaxy momentum. Infinite momentum. Powerful momentum. Potential momentum. You have your potential, guys, okay? Guys, I live like this. This is not a joke, okay? Look, you see me at like a 7-Eleven, I'm relaxing, I'm chilling. That's a side of me. You see me at Russian Banya, I'm relaxing, I'm chilling, that's another side. You see me with my children, I'm not going powerful momentum, screaming at my kids, right? But when we come here, this is kind of a lot like having sex, guys, okay? We're fucking right now, do you understand? Okay? Someone who's good in bed is not just like, oh yeah, right? They're fucking, you know what I'm saying? So when we're here to transform, it means potency. It means virility. It means Genesis energy. Say potency.
Potency.
Virility.
Virility.
Genesis energy.
Genesis energy.
0 to 1.
0 to 1.
Creation of life.
Creation of life.
Where there was none. Okay, so look, when I'm walking down the street, I don't act like I'm fucking, right? I'm not like, you know, at 7-Eleven, okay? I'm like, yo, what's up, right? I'm chilling. But the bottom line is that in an environment like this, we want transformation. We want potency. We want, say, transformation.
Transformation.
Alchemy.
Alchemy.
Potency.
Potency.
Change.
Change.
And is change driven with limp energy?
No.
Is change energy limp?
No.
Is change energy focused?
Yes.
Is change energy potent?
Yes.
And that's the idea of 0 to 1, guys. This idea of 0 to 1 is an idea of creating something that which was not there. So as crazy as the way I'm sounding is, when I go to create something, I lock in. That's just like I don't go, as I go down the street. I don't think and act like this all the time. But it's a side of me, right? The girls that Marcel's with in the back are like, I thought this guy was nice when they met me. But it's a side of me. Okay? It's a part of me, a side of me. When I go to create, we lock in, and it's like a nuclear reactor exploding. Okay? You guys might not remember this. Okay? I'm the pioneer of an industry. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. Did you notice that everybody that I work with got rich, got famous, got successful, became amazing coaches? You guys remember that? Yeah. Okay? That was, and what happened since they left? Don't say. Yeah. So the point that I would say is this. There's an electricity there, a genesis, virility, potency, a driver that you have to build. You get back the time, get back the focus, get back the momentum. You plug that in areas where you have a crack in the dam, there's no gatekeepers, and you can just do it in a short time. And then that's what you do in your spare time. And in every generation, there's a couple little hustles or plays that you can do that. And you got to find the hustle or the play of that generation. Say, find the hustle. Find the play of my generation. And what happens, guys, is that in every generation, there's a little crack in the dam, and then eventually all the corporations come in and plug it up because they've got money and they wreck it. So you've always got to be a step ahead. Ty Lopez, if you guys know him, he made the In My Garage commercial. And he doesn't run that commercial anymore. Why does Ty not run the In My Garage commercial anymore? Because cold traffic got more competitive. But he basically was the first one to see the opportunity and got on it. He could run unlimited ads because cold traffic was cheap. He got on early. Why is the In My Garage ad not even on the internet anymore? Why? It won't work. It's not quite good enough. It's still a baller ad. But what was baller was not the ad itself. It was that it was ahead of its time. Eventually, time caught up. And the opportunity went out. The crack in the dam closed. So you've got to get ahead of these things. Now, here's another thing I'm going to tell you. You've got AI coming. Look at even my business. Cameramen gone, editors gone, accountants gone, CEO gone, marketers gone, everybody gone. All that's left is the creator. So guys, in the future, here's what I would say. What's going to be left is creating AI and personal brand. Say creating AI. And personal brand. Because at the end of the day, if you have a personal brand, that is not vulnerable to AI. But notice that you've got to get around people that are locked in, right? What if I had this conversation with your guys' friends? Do they want to hear it? No, they don't care to hear it because they're satisfied with where they're at, okay? There's energetic parasites that are in them that they're not aware of. That's another topic, and so on and so forth. So here's what you do. You find something that has a crack in the dam. Now, Ibrahim, shoot me a text with the weapons of war metaphor, okay? Just shoot that over to me. Say social media. Personal brand. Sales. Value arbitrage. Public speaking. Social skills. Charisma. Networking. Being an emotionally regulated source of grounding energy. Container events. Being a connector. So what you'll find is, here's what you'll find. Notice the commonalities of all those. Can anyone stop you from popping off on social media? No. But can you be a Harvard doctor overnight? No, right? So what is the problem with becoming a Harvard doctor for the average person working a 9 to 5? What's the problem?
Time investment.
What's that?
Time investment.
Too much time. And how about the money? So by the way, there's a gate. So repeat after me the problem things you don't want. Gatekeeper. Too much money to start. And too much time. So those things, get rid of them. At 0 to 1, look, if you're already rich, there's some of you in here already successful. I'll show you stuff too. I'll show you, maybe we'll learn how to 10x it. But what I'm showing you here is from 0 to 1, you've got to get back all your time, all your focus, all your momentum, and dump it into these things that are not too time consuming, that don't have a gatekeeper. The crack in the dam, et cetera, et cetera. So again, look at these things that I just showed you, okay? As a simple example, look at the things I just showed you. Do you guys not understand what it means that no one can stop you from doing social media? Because you can't be a Harvard doctor. Ironically, social media often makes more than a Harvard doctor, by the way. Okay, but can anyone stop you? No. Can you start it from your phone? Yeah. And yet most of you didn't. Because most of you are in this miasma leading towards impoverishment later in life. So you didn't realize that you have millions of dollars in infrastructure and they need creators, but you didn't think to do that. Building a personal brand, can you make millions from that potentially? Yeah. Some people do, right? Yeah. Mastering sales, okay? I love teaching people sales. I love teaching people sales. And if you know sales, some people that know sales can go close 5-10 grand at the mall. Okay, so notice that even if you went bankrupt, you know how to do social media, you have a personal brand, you know how to do sales. Even bankrupt, you could do that and you wouldn't even need a lot of time. Value arbitrage is this idea that maybe you find a rich guy or a rich girl and you bring them value and they bring you value. You know, you see me doing parties in like huge mansions. At one point I was competing with Hugh Hefner for best party in LA. Why? Because my buddy Big Mike was down to throw down $500,000 to $1 million a party. I did value arbitrage. I didn't pay $500,000 to $1 million per party. My buddy did, and I provided him all the social components of bringing the right people. That's called what? Say value arbitrage. Say it. Is there a gatekeeper for that? No. Is there a crack in the dam? Absolutely. Okay. Likewise, public speaking. With me as a communicator like this, with the sales skills that I have, would I ever be broke? No. So public speaking, powerful, potent skill. Anybody making a hire wants to meet a great communicator. It's a powerful skill, and no one can stop you. You don't need to go to Harvard for it. Okay? Networking, say the word, build a big network. Build a big network. No one can stop you. You can build a big network, right? You can do that in your spare time. Say being emotionally regulated. People just want to be around good vibes, people that are grounded, people who they trust. So building your character is free. Being a source of grounding energy is free. Say learning how to create social media. Say that. Can anyone stop you from being amazing at producing social media? No. Fuck no. Say fuck no. Fuck no. Okay, how about doing container events, like doing your own events? Can anyone stop you? No. So there's cracks in the dam there. You can make money. Say being a connector. Can anyone stop you from being a connector? Fuck no. No. So guys, that is why over the years, people, have you ever heard it where people will say, you should wait until you're rich before you learn social skills or work on your dating life? You ever heard that? Yeah. But in reality, all those skills I just taught you, I learned from working on my dating life. And I learned from learning my social skills. So in reality, what they're telling you when they say to wait to work on dating or social skills, because only when you're rich would people like you, which basically makes you like a target, almost like someone needing a prostitute, needing money for people to like you. But what are they saying? Become like a computer programmer till you're 35 and eventually buy love? What are they saying? Okay, but in reality, look at the skills that I got from working on social skills or dating. Let's see. Did I learn about social media from dating and socializing? Yes. What do you think? Yes. Did I learn about personal branding from all the work that I did socializing, dating? Yes. Did I learn about sales from it? Yes. Hell yes, I did. Value arbitrage, I learned that from it. Yeah. I really did, guys. I learned how to, I wanted to do better parties from all the people I was meeting out. I learned value arbitrage. Public speaking, if you go out regularly and you have social skills, how fast do you become a great public speaker? Very fast, okay? How about swagger? Do you learn that? Swagger is big. Charisma, do you learn that from going out working on social skills? Networking skills, do you learn that from going out? Being emotionally regulated, do you learn that from going out? Social media creation, do you learn that from going out if you want to have a strong back end for all the people you meet? Container events is your back end, your deeper end funnel. Being a connector, same thing. So all the skills that I got from going out made millions. And yet they tell you, don't learn to go out, just get rich. You've got to be a 6'4" GigaChat millionaire to meet somebody. So just wait until you got rich because you don't want to just chase people. Look, the point they're trying to make is that if you're some loser who goes out and gets high at the club on drugs, not learning properly, then trying to get a date or get laid or whatever, that's not as healthy as building yourself up in your 20s. I get that. What they're not seeing is that the skills that you learn is why so many of the richest, best people study my stuff. Woo! Woo! It's the truth, guys. The big people that you're watching online study this stuff and got the skills. And yet you're not even being taught the truth that there's a crack in the dam. You're not being taught the truth that there's no gatekeepers for these skills. You're not being taught the truth that you can learn this stuff in your spare time. You're not being taught the freaking truth. So you were freaking lied to about a lot of stuff. Also looks money thing, all that you were lied to about. And I can go out in a freaking wheelchair and crush it. So that's what I'm trying to show you here. Okay? What I'm trying to show you, we've been on a journey looking at starting off, okay, on this journey of trying to get out of the miasma, out of the low vibration energy, out of the low value for time, out of being raw for focus, out of being raw for momentum, doing massive audits. Okay? Then using that spare time effectively on things where there's a crack in the dam and basically things where there's no gatekeepers, things you can do in your spare time, and then going from what to what? 0 to 1. Say that louder. 0 to 1. Once you have that base money, you have, what do you accumulate? What is it? Starts with the P. What do we accumulate? PR. What do we accumulate? PRI, what do we accumulate? PRIN, what do we accumulate? PIN, PR, what do we accumulate? What do we accumulate? And then what do we do with the principle? Do we eat the lamb, eat the little baby apple? No. What do? We leave it the frick alone and don't eat it so that we have the time to then just work on the actual business. And so maybe, being a YouTuber as an example, or a coach, or having a personal brand or whatever, maybe that only gets you to your first couple hundred G's or million or whatever. And again, I can't promise you'll do that. I'm just saying examples of many people that have done it. And so what winds up happening is you get to that, and then you put it into having money. A guy like Iman Ghazi, who you see, having the best watch collection or private planes, had a hustle. In his case, he did a social media agency. That got him enough money to invest. He put it in investments, and he scaled from there. He didn't need something that was from the jump making $1 gazillion. He just has to get from 0 to 1, buy back his time, and scale from there. Now, a higher level that I won't get into today, but we'll cover this weekend, is what's called multiple ROIs. And everything that you're doing, allowing that to get multiple ROIs. Remember, the short version would be back in the day, I'd have instructors that were doing trainings. They'd fly out. They'd have 3 students, 6 students, maybe make 6 or 12 grand. I'd go out to the same city, I'd do a free event, I would do cheap events, expensive events, I'd record them, I'd train instructors during that time, I'd make products out of it, videos out of it, promotional out of it, and I'd come out of there 300-400K out of a weekend, and my instructors might come out with 6K to 12K. Because of what? Multiple what? ROIs. That sounds flaccid, guys. That's not transformation. Multiple what? ROIs. Love it, okay? So then what happens at the end of this is that's when you're sitting there having that beautiful flight with your children, getting back your time, and that's when you start to live life. This isn't life. That's when you start to live your life. This isn't life. This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. You've been brainwashed. I'm showing you the template here. I've studied this for 20 plus years. I'm a walking example of it. I'm not perfect. And knowing me, I pick a lot of controversial stuff and I walk the edge. Maybe someday I'll go bankrupt or I'll be fucked. And guess what'll happen after that? I'll build back, and I've done it before. And I get embarrassed, and I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I've learned, I chose to do some of the hardest niches, controversial content, et cetera, because I believe. So I chose to play on hard mode, and that has pros and cons. Sometimes you walk along a little thin tightrope, maybe you fall off. It could happen to me. But have you guys seen how every time I fell off, I got back on and kept going? Do you guys see how my skills improve, my passion improves, my energy improves? Yeah. That's the life that I want for you guys. I want you to actually live. Say the word actually live. Start living. Say start living. Stop dying. Start living. Stop dying. Take Satan's fat cock out of my mouth. Okay, it's really what I'm saying at a core, okay? So much more to share, guys. So much more to share. So much more to share. So much more potency. So much more Genesis energy. So much more 0 to 1. But do you guys see the path? Do you see it? Do you believe? Do you believe? Is it possible? One of my favorite movies from The Edge, Anthony Hopkins, he says, what one man can do, say it. Another can do. What one man can do, another can do. Say it with me, Bob. What one man can do, another can do. Say I'm gonna kill the bear. Say I'm gonna kill the fucking bear. Say I'm gonna kill the fucking bear. Say today I'm gonna kill the motherfucker. Say it. Okay, and what one woman could do, another could do. And I'll tell you straight up, guys, that's what I'm getting at. You have the potential. It's all there. It can be done. It's your choice. We presented you with 2 paths. A path to heaven and a path to hell. A path to a private flight with your kids through Alaska and a path to a shit-infused nursing home. And it's your choice. And what I say to you ultimately, like talking to Neo in the Matrix, the choice is yours, guys. It's up to you. So I'm going to show you guys some really potent exercise in a second, but I want to thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you. The choice is yours, guys. The choice is yours. Okay?